Yes, thank you. We're here today for Experiment the World. I'm Dr. Olivia Tatara.
Dr. Yaakov and Dr. John Falcon.
And we're here to bring you different solutions, influential pioneers in their fields, so they can share their insight, their inspirations, why they do what they do, because every single journey has something where people can empathize and see the similarities. So we have here Roger Hill. He's the CEO and co-founder of MoreMito. So we thank you so much, Roger, for being here. We use MoreMito ourselves, like we talk about on Experiment the World, as every single person is the experiment in their own lives. You must live it, test it out for yourself, as well as put yourself in different situations in life where growth is always possible for everyone. So we thank you again. And Dr. John, is there anything you would like to say?
I would just like to say that I use MoreMito on a regular, and what I did notice, because I train a lot of athletes, a lot of people recovering, and also we run different types of clinics for people learning to walk again, people trying to walk again. And ever since we stumbled upon MoreMito, it has helped our clientele grow. And I learned something that not everybody's body is reacting the same way. So it's really an experiment with inside yourself, and Roger Hill's here to explain to us what made him go on this path, where is he now, and what he has to share with everybody. Here we go, Roger, straight to you. Go ahead.
Thank you, John. Here at MoreMito, we're blessed to be pioneering a new way to help people become healthy, well, thanks to some exclusive technology that my partner and also co-founder, Dr. Bevan Elliott, created. He's actually trying to make us all healthier by increasing the amount of energy that our cells produce. We've been doing this since 2016. Our current generation product that John and Olivia are both using has gotten a lot of people healthy and a lot better off than they were before. Now, the essence of this approach is simple. What we want to do is increase the amount of energy that cells produce. That comes from something called your mitochondria. And everybody starts out with a lot of them. When you're younger, you're in elementary school, let's say. Remember then when you had all that energy, you hardly knew what to do with it? Well, later in life, you recognize, not so much. That there tends to be a drop-off in that, to the extent that by the time you're 80 or 90, you'll be down to 5 or 10% of the energy you started out with. Everybody starts out with a lot of mitochondria, but you lose it for a lot of reasons along the way. In addition to general aging, we're talking about diseases that you might have encountered along the way. And by the way, medications. In every major disease category, there are medications that are actually serial killers of mitochondria. Right? Things you put on the lawn, even, and other environmental causes. Roundup, I'm thinking about. If you ever use that on your lawn, there's a big lawsuit going on about that right now. It's a killer of mitochondria. So anyway, our approach is to restore and to back those mitochondria. And what we've learned for the last years or so is that when we do that, major changes can begin to happen in a person's health. And it's simply because, your body didn't have enough energy to address it. So it's not any more complicated than if I went in your house and started turning down the current. Your lights would dim. Your appliances at some point would start to malfunction and fail. So our bodies turn out to be the same way. Now, to do this, Dr. Elliott created a special new technology. It's called XDS, and that stands for Exponential Delivery System. And with that, what he can do is deliver the nutrition that he favors, not just into the bloodstream or into the cell, but actually all the way into the mitochondria. And by the way, mitochondria are thousands of times smaller than cells are, so it's actually quite a feat. Now, he's taken this technology and created a product line for us called Ultra Mito, as an ultra mitochondrial. Just briefly highlighted the products. We have a product called Restore, and it's designed to do what the name implies, to help your body regenerate and restore itself. At its base, there are two ancient superfoods, olive oil, along with olive leaf, and also black seed oil. These are all ancient. They've been used since biblical times. But Dr. Elliott's technology, which, by the way, is applied to these preparations for 2 months before we send it out, just takes those constituents to another level. It reorganizes their molecules to ensure the deliverability. And he can do it with they're so efficient, he can do it with very tiny amounts, which lets us develop really complex products that have a lot of functionality that you otherwise couldn't get into a product for an affordable price. Anyway, that product works from the inside out. And the second one we have is called Rejuvenate. Rejuvenate's a topical gel. Dr. Elliott actually created it to start with because he said no one had ever cured a sunburn. He wanted to do that. But as soon as people started to use it, we found out not only does it penetrate all the layers of the skin, but it goes all the way to the bone. So in addition to anything that affects your hair, your scalp, or skin, from your face to your feet, literally, any issues that have to do with mobility, aching or hurting in your joints, this will be your go-to product. Your body loves this stuff and uses it to bring back a lot of functionality that people have lost. So those are two products. It's simple, one for the inside, one for the outside. Very complex, approaching health from many angles, beginning with restoring that energy level so your body can function the way it used to, right? All those programs that are in your DNA haven't gone away. It just can't run due to lack of cellular energy. So that's our approach, and it lets us now actually approach people in a way that benefits them mentally, physically, and emotionally. How's this possible? Well, there are clues when you look at where mitochondria are concentrated. They're concentrated in your major organs, like your liver, your kidney, and so forth. Well, the highest concentrations, the organs that have the highest concentrations of mitochondria are your heart, your brain, and your eyes. Okay? Eyes being the very most we learn. And you can see it in the feedback we get back from people, where people, in some instances, I'll take heart to start with. Each time your heart beats, they measure it with something called ejection fraction. It should be pumping out somewhere between 50 and 70% of the blood that's in it. If you're between 40 and 50, you got a heart problem. If you're between 30 and 40, you've got a heart crisis. If you're between 20 and 30, the doctors give you 5 years to live. And we've had people come back to us. I think the worst off one was that he had a heart efficiency of 15%. Okay, he was below you got 5 years to live level, right? And he reports that the doctors say he doubles his heart rate within a matter of weeks. We've had other people come in at 20 or 30, go to 50 or 60, get all the way back into the normal range within the first month of being on it. So this is really revolutionary stuff. We can say the same thing about the brain, PTSD, stress and anxiety, all of those things. Autism, born with autism, children born with cerebral palsy, for example. We did not anticipate that we would have parents coming back to me and thanking us for their autistic child or autistic adult, for that matter, who's beginning to evolve, beginning to become more engaged, clearly growing when they weren't expected to grow. One autistic child comes to mind that was 12 years old and had never been able to tie shoes. And as a result of being on this technology, by accident really, because he bumped his head, his grandmother put some Rejuvenate or topical on his head, said his head was hurting. And the next day he's tying his shoes, something he hadn't done in 12 years his entire life. And he's done a program every day to try to acquire more skills. And he started passing those tests and evolving like he'd never had before. And being more engaged at home, doing more things around the house instead of being, again, so much introverted into himself. Many examples like this. Addictions. How tragic is it that you could have a car accident, be prescribed opiates, saw this early on with our second generation technology, where people would come to us thanking us because they were able to break an addiction they may have had for years, right? So, and we learned post-pandemic with our very latest Restore 3.0, Rejuvenate 2.0, our latest version. So we're having people talk to us about their, they started smoking, for example, during the pandemic. Couldn't get out, they started smoking. Now they're back hooked on smoking again. Take our stuff, it goes away. Or alcohol, or marijuana, or drugs, or suicidal, okay? One gentleman came to me and said he was trying to figure out was it going to be sleeping pills or death by cop. How do you take somebody from that place, reboot their brain, right, and have them want to live again? I mean, this is part of the joy we get in being in this kind of business. It's having a natural technology that doesn't try to cure, diagnose or treat these situations, but simply leverage the intelligence that's in your cells already by restoring mitochondria, providing that missing resource that your body is lacking, and then let your body do all the wonderful things that God designed it to do. Okay, that's our really simple, basic approach. So let me pause right here, John, Olivia. If you got any questions you'd like for me to highlight anything, I'd be happy to do that.
Yes, one of the biggest things that we have with a lot of people, I just wanted to let you know we do a lot of experiments. And when we first started off with the MoreMito, we know the 3, on the droppers that you should at least give someone 3. So we started the people off with 3. And then on the calls, we started to notice that people were starting to detox, and I started to see colds, flus, aches, pains, and some of them didn't experience nothing. So then we made those people go up to 6 drops. We said, look, you try them gradually. We're not here telling you do it. Try it, experiment it, get on the call. And then made them go up to 9 drops. And what we realized is depending on how someone eats, their exercise is very important with the dis-ease that someone's having on what they should be taking. Could you explain that a little bit for everybody so they understand?
Just the balance of everything.
The balance.
And how MoreMito goes into enhancing that balance.
Like, how does someone figure it out? They get on the call, but there's a part of them that they're going to have to learn to experiment and not just say it didn't work.
As we all say and as we all know, everyone's physiology is different, okay? So we just sort of set a standard doses of 4 milliliters, but from there you could go down or up. If a person who's concerned about detoxing and that kind of thing could start with less, like you could suggest you could start with 3. And then if you see no symptoms or if you have symptoms, you could pare it down even further until they subside and then go back with a more standard dose. Now, then you look and see what your progress is. Some people it's instant. I mean, other people it's going to take a while depending on what their condition is. Most people are going to get a response that they recognize within the first week. Some of this stuff happens in minutes, though. We've had people who take Restore, and within minutes, the whole world is different. They see colors more vividly. Everything just pops because, your eyes have so much mitochondria. And if this latest version isn't just the ingredients, it's the information that Dr. Elliott is putting in, telling the cells to accept this and use it quickly, and it does. So anyway, so let's say you're going along now, you're past any detox concerns, and you're seeing benefits because, again, it's not what our stuff does, it's what your body does with our stuff. So your body's going to prioritize it the way it sees fit. You know, a person might come to us hoping they'll get a particular benefit and see these other benefits happen first that they didn't even think about or they accepted it as, you know, you couldn't do anything about it. Like one young lady, she had a breathing issue. It was hereditary apparently because her mother had the same thing. But she had adjusted to it, and she was more concerned, I think, at the time she met us with a mobility issue, something with her joints or something like that. So yes, her body was able to address the joint situation, but to her surprise and delight, she's breathing better. Her mother's breathing better. You know, so you kind of find your level with this. You'll see various things happening, and if the one that you are most focused on or most interested in doesn't happen, you know, within a couple months or so. I mean, the standard guidance is give anything 3 months, right? But if you've gone 2 or 3 months and you haven't seen that benefit in the thing that you're most concerned with, then you would do well to increase it. Let me give you an example. A gentleman named Bill Critchfield comes to us. He's on like 18, 19 medications. He had 7 strokes and 6 heart attacks when he came to us, and was at one point weighed 300 pounds. And he lost a lot. I think he went down to like 230 pounds by the time he got to us, but that was not his ideal weight, as it turns out. Anyway, he decided he would triple dose. Instead of taking 4 milliliters or 4/5 of a teaspoon, he was taking 3 times that. But it got him off all those medications. You know, he was on medication for everything as a result of all those downstream conditions from the blood pressure, the diabetes, and, you know, on and on. Varicose veins. He had lots and lots of conditions, which, once again, we are not trying to specifically address. We don't feel like we need to. We're not trying to do that. What we've got, I think, is a higher concept where we're leveraging, again, the mitochondria, you know, restoring it, telling you, signaling your body to grow more. And now your body, with its intelligence, can allocate it as it sees fit. So.
Yes.
I just wanted to comment on that too, because it's so true. As we've been taking it to enhance ourselves as well as recover from muscles, overexhaustion and fatigue, it really goes to whatever you need. So, and then awareness of something else might come up, like what Roger was saying, where if it does work or if it doesn't work, it's working for you in some way always. So it might not always be what you think, but the personal experiences that we had are incredible, just going in so many different directions with creativity, efficiency, proficiency, and then also inspired by listening to all the different stories. And it is really whatever comes up. And I like what you said, how you're not going towards one direction, but you're kind of covering everything because you're getting to the root of the energy. So whatever miracle happens or whatever someone feels happened in their life, that is what works for them, and that's amazing.
Yes.
Right. So we continue to be amazed at things that happen. I'll just name a few more, and you may mention something you may have heard on our health and wellness call. We do these health and wellness calls every week on Saturday at noon Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern on Monday night. We had a young lady, a soldier in Iraq. She was blown up in Iraq 2003, and they put her back together. She said she'd never known, could never know her body was shattered at that time. But they couldn't bring back her short-term and long-term memory. So for the next 17 years, this young lady had to write notes to let her know she had a note. Otherwise, she might go get in her car and not know why she got in it, or get to the grocery store and not know what she was supposed to get. Anyway, the day that she was introduced to our technology is the day that her memory came back. So it was a startling result like that. What are some of your favorites that you've heard on our calls?
Just the organs restoring, like you were saying, the blood pressure, the diabetes, because that is an overlying effect that a lot of people are having heart failure all over the world. And if you got to the root cause instead of doing cover-ups like the medication and even doing other things, that are quick fixes, so people say. It really doesn't solve the problem. So just the fact the organs and the cells, the tissues, the bones, you said, the marrow inside, it can restore from the base. That can impact and change someone's life forever. It gives them all new life.
And with the restoring of the eyes, I have never
great,
seen
yes.
anything work like this in my life. I've been around so much stuff, and I've been into acupuncture, acupressure, martial arts, and this gets down to the root of everything. It's amazing.
Again, and then also in the spine too, we've seen a lot of people recover in their walk and their run and their performance, just going day-to-day life. So to see people not being depressed and sad about what they can't do, and then happy about what they can achieve, it's just on a whole nother level on just seeing the transformation with like the product and just everyone. So yes, it's been such an honor, of course, to have this. Dr. John, anything else?
No,
Yes,
it's amazing.
Yes. Yes.
The need is so great. The medical profession, the way that they treat things like retinopathy and so forth, where your retina's failing, or your retina's been corrupted because of high blood pressure or blood sugar, it's like it's medieval. They cauterize, take a laser and cauterize the back of your eyeball that has your retina, where you have veins growing in. And it's doing that because it can't get enough oxygen, so your body tries to do that. So they'll cauterize the laser because it's not going to stop them from growing in. And then they also have a chemical called Olivia that they inject. They take a needle and actually puncture your eyeball periodically. Wow. And squirt this chemical in that blocks the enzyme that causes the veins to grow. Now in our case, you take our stuff, your body disassembles these superfoods and other ingredients, and then reassembles it in things it can use to repair itself, to get rid of the inflammation, to, restore that macula and that's been being degenerated. Perfect the retina. I mean, well, we had one gentleman here in D.C. had spontaneous failure of his retina. Literally, a hole comes in his vision, right? Goes to the doctor and says, "It's never going to come out." And long story short, he, within a week or two, that hole closed over. His sight came back. In fact, he came all the way back to 20/20 vision. And then he let us know he'd had a heart problem since he was in high school. It wasn't supposed to. He went on to become an All-American basketball player, but the heart problem really kept him from being a serious contender for going pro in the NBA. But anyway, at the same time that eye issue was resolved, so was his heart issue that he had all this time. So that's what I'm getting at. I mean, what else have we ever seen that could address a myriad of conditions at the same time, or assist your body in addressing a myriad of issues at the same time? That's the startling thing for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. And if you're looking to join MoreMito, guys, just come to the call. Roger, can you give them the number to the call again so that they understand where to go?
Yeah, I'm going to look it up. I have it on speed dial.
All right.
While I'm doing this, the calls are, again, every Saturday at noon Eastern and so on for the other time zones, and 9 p.m. on Monday nights at Eastern Standard Time as well. And there's an introduction that explains a bit about the technology. There's a topic that's taken each week. In recent weeks we've talked about different things that had to do with your immune system. We've gone through all the organs like your eye health, lungs. We did heart just this past weekend. No, actually the weekend before last we did brain and neurological situations. And all you got to do is call this number, 906-0003. Now, I suggest that you get in touch with Dr. John and Olivia, affiliate with us, so that way it's free, it doesn't cost anything. That way you'll get the announcements and you can know when the calls are going to be. And if you're inclined to do so, you can use the website that you get for free to order your product, or get in touch with Dr. John and Olivia. In addition to attending our calls, you hear a lot of experts on their calls as well.
Yes. Okay? Yes. Thank you very much, Roger. Thank you for everything. We will be placing this also for everybody to know. This is going to be going down into a video about MoreMito with MoreMito pictures of the new wrapping. One of the things that we also want to say before we go, the wrapping, what it comes in. One of our students said that it was like they were getting a brand new Lamborghini. They were opening it up for the first time, that they loved the packaging, and that they liked the new server to measure everything. I like it because I take myself sometimes 3, 6, 9 drops, 9 milliliters. It sounds crazy, but because I'm always teaching Tai Chi, in the ring, meditation, and Olivia, sometimes you need it, to get that good energy in. Your body doesn't crash. It's a major thing.
Yeah, it helps you enhance in every single way. Mental, physical, emotional, everything, so you can just go and do what you need to do in life. But yes, every time you get that MoreMito box and you see the sleekness and what it means, it's really like they say, you got to try it out for yourself, and then you'll see your world change in so many different ways.
So thanks again, Roger, for coming
Roger.
on
Appreciate you.
our show. And we look forward to doing more and more things, and maybe even having some retreats out here. It's going to be amazing. Thank you, Roger.
Hey, thank you for inviting me.
Yes.
Have a blessed day.
Thanks,
you as
Take
well.
care.
If you're looking for more ways to enhance your pet's natural energy, you can try MoreMito Pet Life. This is an all-natural supplement created to help pets increase vitality quickly and mobility by going directly to enhance the mitochondria of their cells. This can also help them overcome different allergies they accumulate over time, recover from surgeries, and also treat different chronic and acute health challenges. Check with your veterinarian if you're concerned about how this can affect your pet. Know that MoreMito Pet Life is designed to operate at the cellular level. MoreMito Pet is a breakthrough in pet care for all pets and animals. Learn more at MoreMito.com and find the link in the description to sign up.